Why did I do that? All right, we're recording. Hi. I hopefully that didn't get picked up. What I just said there. Hello to anyone who's watching this. You're watching a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games online, specifically indie tabletop role-playing games. I can find all stuff the Gauntlet does at gauntlet-rpg.com, where you find all the sorts of things the Gauntlet does, including blogs, forums. You find the zine the Gauntlet puts out called Codex, which usually contains supplements to existing games and original games in itself. There's also the podcasting network, which all sorts of cool stuff there. I'd be remiss of me not to shout out the Gauntlet Open Gaming Weekend that's happening this weekend. It's open to folks who aren't regular members of Gauntlet. Just check out all the stuff we do here. But also part of the Gauntlet is the Hangouts calendar through which this game is arranged. This is session. I need to double check. This is session 9. All right, cool. Session 9 of our long quarterly open table quarterly playing Blades in the Dark by John Harper, which you might know as a game of thieves, rogues, scoundrels in an industrial fantasy city. But we're using Sean Littner's Vigilantes playset, which puts the focus less on the folks who want to stab each other to get to the top, and more on the folks who want to help those who need help. Especially in the town of Duskwall, where it's a dog eat dog kind of world. Sometimes dog just wants to pet dog, or make sure dog eat other things that are dog. This metaphor has been belabored. I see. So one of y'all was gonna unmute and call me out. Now I see this now.
Or keep a lot of dogs and cats as pets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. It's way more wholesome. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks very much. That's much better. But yeah, that's absolutely what we're doing with the Vigilantes playset. We've had a bevy of colorful characters come through here, helping out or becoming part of the Twilight Patrol. So let's get a rundown of who's who and who's here. So. Sorry, Will, you're at the top. Start for yourself, because the newest character is at the bottom. So coming from
Cool.
top to bottom.
Okay. Well, my name is Will. My pronouns are he, him, and as are those of my character, Solomon Rains, better known as Redcoat, a blue coat who is tired of the corrupt system within Dustfall and has taken to the streets as a two-fisted vigilante named Redcoat that pisses off the corrupt blue coats to no end.
Hell yeah, doing a damn fine job. Along with beating up, is it two or three? Yeah, everything.
Oh yeah, hulls. I have fought massive ghost robots several times, and every time I think I've rolled a 6, so it's gone well.
It's sometimes a 6, sometimes a crit. It's never anything lower than a 6. It's disgusting.
That's the hammer of justice for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The arc of history bends towards justice. Fortunately for you. All right. Up next, Sabine, why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
Hi, my name is Sabine. I'm going to play Silas Ravenglass, who is a whisperer. Silas styles himself a doctor and an academic. He is a spirit warden during his, working hours, I guess. But in the night, he becomes the Raven Doctor who watches over the nights in Duskwall. At least that's what he claims. He has somehow joined up with Redcoat and the Twilight Patrol, mostly for amusement and to try and prove his academic superiority. But after he's seen a bit of what is happening in Duskwall, he has turned a leaf and started to believe in the cause, I guess.
Yeah, a few rounds of helping those who need it would do that to you. Up next, Callum, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hello, I am Callum, he, him. I will be playing Halek, or he, him as well. But unlike me, he's a reformed criminal turned pugilist. Zoom is doing weird thing with me showing notification in front of the views. And at night, the tough one is trying to have a modest go at cleaning up the streets. That's why he joined the Twilight Patrol. And yeah, I didn't plan for this, but he's got already sort of a double life between the blue coat, LC from the blue coats, and his role as a vigilante among the Twilight Patrol. So I'm curious to see how things will go.
Yeah, it can only turn out grand. I mean, things don't go too badly for everyone. Like I said, sixes all the time. And last but not the least, we're meeting a new character, someone who's been working, at least in the fiction, independent of the Twilight Patrol this whole time, but we're going to focus on them tonight. So, Stephen, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Oh yeah, hey there. I'm Steven, he, him, and I'm playing Amundsen, they, them. I realized I didn't come up with really a hero name. Forgot about that. I am the cat. Why what do cats have to do with guns? Nothing at all. Amundsen just likes cats. Yep, I am the hound. I shoot guns. I'm very good at that. I do have a cat, Stripey, who has some nice glowing stripes because they are imbued with spirit energy. And I sometimes feed them ghosts if I can get a hold of them.
Okay. All right, what more needs
Kind
to
of
be said?
nightmarish take on the afterlife, I guess, but
Who knows where a cat brings you?
I think Alec is very confused. He didn't understand this dog eat dog thing, and now this cat will eat ghosts. It's very confusing. But if you're looking for a dog stew, you can find a decent one at Skinner Street, I've heard. So I recommend you go there.
Okay, all right, okay. I have some more questions about Amundsen, but we'll get to that when we get into play, because I did ask that we're going to introduce them in a moment of crisis, so to speak. Before we do that, I do want to talk about the safety tools we are using. Oh, I dropped the pen there for some reason. The safety tools that we're using for today. I'll point folks to the lines and veils handout. It's at the very bottom of the roll 20. For those who don't know, lines are things that won't be crossed, just won't show up in a fiction at all. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not gonna concentrate on it. It happens off screen, or we fade to black, or it gets a sentence or two. I'll ask folks to have a look through them and see if there's anything they want to add. It's a living document, so we can revisit that at any time. But look through that, and if you're fine with it, just send okay in the chat. I'll do that while I pick up this pen. Not like I'm using the pen for anything other than just something for my hands to hold on to. Oh, I should specify the Zoom chat, not the Roll20 chat. Okay. The other safety tool we're using is script change, which is basically a series of commands that we use to help, have finer control of the fiction. Think of them as remote control commands. Just run through the ones that are pertinent to what we've got. First, there is rewind, which basically when you rewind, you back up to a specific point in a scene, and do the scene over again, avoiding whatever issue led to the rewind and trying a different way. So basically, like, and it could be any issue. It could be like a name or like the tone of the scene, or even just the entire scene itself. You don't have to explain what your issue is, but I might ask some questions on what exactly we're trying to avoid. Why are we rewinding? But if the rewind is called for, we'll respect that. We'll rewind and try something else. There's also fast forward. When you fast forward, you fade to black and advance time as needed to avoid content or elements of play, or just to move forward in time. It's kind of like the notion we have with veils. Basically, there might be some moments where like we don't need to linger on this. We can just fast forward, do some and just get to the heart of it, or stuff doesn't need any more explanation than what we get, which is perfectly fine if anyone calls for that. And also there's pause. Basically, you can call pause if you need a break from either an intense scene or take a bio break, or if you're seeking clarity or discussion about the game or content. This is part of like the open door policy we have here. We're basically like, and this applies to me, you can pause the game and step away from the table at any time, whether because there's an emergency you need to take care of, or you're more tired than you thought and you want to step away, or you just really have to go take a break or bio break of some sort. You can call pause at any time, and we'll try to accommodate yourself. Okay, so last time on Vigilantes of Duskwall, a sinister plot. Well, I say sinister. It was more of a rather thuggish plot by the Bluecoats, led by Commander Grace. One of its like more extortionists planned to rough up the Weeping Lady charity that was helped set up by the Twilight Patrol. But that plot was foiled by said Twilight Patrol. And basically the Bluecoats group, or at least the thugs they recruited, were sent packing by the Raven Doctor with the help of the Tough One's brilliant acting skills. Meanwhile, Redcoat, under his normal under his normal identity of Solomon Reigns, managed to detain one of the trump cards of the Bluecoats, the killer known as Mercy. Managed to reach out to her for a bit, which was strange. Which is strange but interesting, and managed to keep her occupied. So that's the Bluecoats done for the moment. But Duskwall is, it's a living, breathing city. Char Hollow is but one of its many districts, and even though Duskwall is well aware of the antics of the Twilight Patrol, thanks to a press that is rather like on board with the whole vigilante stuff. I mean, you have like what, a +1 or a plus. You have a positive relationship with the Ink Rakes for sure. But there are other people trying to do their best in Duskwall. Apparently, some of these people like to use guns and have a cat that can shift into a ghost form, as you do in Duskwall. So when we kind of like zoom in to where our hound is, what do we see? Is it Amosin? Is it? You're muted, Stephen.
Yeah, Amosin.
Amosin.
Like when you say like zoom in, like what kind of? Do you mean like this is day in the life, or this is like I am fighting for my life?
Let's zoom out a bit, and let's filter just through like the opening TV titles montage of what we see everyone doing in the life, so to speak.
Okay.
Like an anime opening.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify what was happening. Okay. Yeah, I think Amosin is they just like start feeding like one random stray cat, and then other random stray cats start coming over because obviously that one random stray cat got food, and eventually Amosin and their coat is just like covered in random stray cats, and they're just like awkwardly trying to feed them all.
No, let's do that. Let's do something around of the characters doing mundane stuff, and then when we wrap around to the characters doing their cool
Oh, you want me
superhero
doing
stuff.
something cool?
Oh yeah, no. We'll start with mundane awkwardness, and then we'll do cool. Just afraid, just like because I'm imagining in between these scores, time passes, and this is kind of like the equivalent of like the free comic book day where you get to see all the cool characters. In their moment. So yeah, let's start with mundane stuff like cat feeding, which is adorable. And feel free to like jump in. We got an idea of what they do, what we see of their mundane lives.
Arresting people, hauling them off. More work while people take backhanders and so forth.
Yeah, you've got your rookie following along, taking notes, asking questions, learning from the best.
Mm-hmm.
What about Alec or Silas?
Alec is on sort of makeshift wrestling platform, haranguing the crowd to booing him. Someone behind him breaks a chair on his head. He turns around and grabs the other wrestler in a German suplex around him, on top of him. And it jumps straight to after the match where he's shaking hand with the other wrestler and sharing the bounty of their game, because it was a well choreographed fight. As sometimes Alec takes parts to things like that.
Now, is your wrestling persona is the name of your wrestling persona the same as your alias, or do you have a second wrestling persona alias?
I don't have the wrestling persona. I think it's just Alec.
Okay. Alec the Annihilator.
I think it's already quite confusing for Alec as it is.
Aww. Try to make it unconfusing. What about Silas?
I think what we see about Silas is he is in sort of it's a pub, but it's one of the better ones, right? It's somewhere on it's not directly in Char Hollow. It's on a slightly better neighborhood, and he's debating with some people about ghosts and the soul and eternity and culture and theater and whatnot. And as usually, he is quite arrogant about most of the things. And he is impressive enough sometimes when he looks at people that they will just shut up, not because he's right, but because he has this kind of stare, right? You don't want to discuss him down. And while he's doing that, and he's having the time of his life, he loves this. You can see another Eruvian who looks a bit like him, but a lot more scruffy, shows up in the door and makes some beckoning gestures towards him, and he tries to ignore that. You can see that he's like, oh no, damn it, but in the end you can see him excuse himself and get up and like, what do you want from me?
Okay, so now we got a glimpse of their mundane side. We're gonna like wrap back around and start from Silas backwards in that order, and with Amazon again. But this one, them in their, outside the mundane lives, into into what they do to help the city. So yeah, sorry, Sabine, back to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I can segue back into this, and we can see this. We can see this relative. Maybe he's leaving some sort of. It's a house. It's near the dockyards of Char Hollow, and you can see that there are some youth, I guess, who are playing around with some sort of weird energies, and the music is very ominous here, and the whole color palette says these kids are in over their head, really in over the head, and that's when the Raven Doctor shows up, and the ghosts, the kids lose control over the ghosts, obviously, and the ghosts, they scare them. They scare them bad, but they're not that much out of control that they will eat the kids. So, and as the kids run off like, oh, you can see the Raven Doctor sitting as usual on the roof. However he gets up there, it's never been, you never ask that. He doesn't have one of these cool shooting things, rope shooting things, but he's still up on the roof and he's looking after them, and he's shaking his head a little like, oh, these little idiots. And the ghosts come up to him and swirl around him and yell at him, because the kids these days, right?
Yeah, Ghost would know. What about the tough one? There we go.
Wait a second. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's working. The tough one. The picture shows a badly lit dark alley, and there's kind of a mound of thugs who are covering something and punching into it, and then raising from this mug and pushing them aside was the tough one, which was under them. He's wearing sort of really makeshift costume with goggles to hide his eyes and sort of a leather cap of some kind. His arms and legs are bandaged, and he grabs one of the folks and puts him in a barrel before throwing the barrel at the two remainder.
Okay. Oh, that's fab. Cool. So we go from one cutter to another.
Redcoat is in a brawl with let's say half a dozen bluecoats who are acting as enforcers for somebody who's paid them off, and it is a full-on, like, well choreographed street fight where they all appear to be rushing in at once, but they all stagger themselves so that it's like one at a time getting knocked back from Redcoat as he ducks and weaves and punches them out and lasers them all out, and then as they're all unconscious, he just says, "You're nicked," and then leaves.
And last but not least, Amazon.
Yeah. I think we see Amazon like kind of looking over the dark streets of Duskwall in their Deathlands mask and heavy coat, long coat, and I think we see them lining up a shot upon one of these ghosts and taking it, and oh, and I'm sorry, Landro, for just killing the mood of everyone else setting, because I do think that, like, just to continue with this, I do think Stripey just kind of afterwards like carries up like a bit of ghost matter and like lays it at my feet, much as cats do. And I'm like, oh, you're a good girl, Stripey, and I give her a treat.
What are you talking about? This is adorable.
I am like somehow not a hard case hound.
I mean, if this was any other playset we're using, like it would be, nah, it's fine. It's fine.
And then I think probably like just more and more ghosts start streaming out of this warehouse, and I'm just kind of like, well, that isn't good.
Yeah. Can I say this warehouse? Just to like keep on this a bit. It's probably
Because
it's
you were asking me about this, so I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think definitely this warehouse like next to the water, so to speak. And this is not the only time like, ostentatious displays of ghosts have happened in Duskwall. I think the Twilight Patrol were involved in one of those a couple of months ago. They made a derelict auction house light up with ghosts because the ghosts were already there. So I think like this warehouse for sure is like, which is I'm gonna say it's next to the river, somewhere around here-ish, next to Bravo Alley. Yeah, it's you can see that like ghosts are coming, or like in a tizzy, so to speak. There's like ectoplasmic energy like coming from the warehouse. I do want to know what you do confronted by that sight.
Yeah, I will probably investigate from. Yeah, I will probably let me just close in and investigate. I think I probably can't take on a full warehouse of ghosts, but I can at the very least see what's going on here.
Yeah. This is I think this is gonna be an action roll.
Sure.
If that's okay with you. And I will say that like definitely this display of ghostly power is gonna attract the attention of the Twilight Patrol. We are gonna get you all to meet together in a classic like you're not gonna fight each other. Well, maybe you are, I don't know. But you're gonna meet in the middle of a fracas. So Amazon, what are you rolling?
I think I'm probably rolling Prowl here.
Okay. This is, I think, is a fairly straightforward, risky standard. You know your ghosts, but there's a lot of ghosts.
Yeah, I'll push myself for an extra die because I only have the one.
Okay. Oh, for once, I don't have to explain how rolling
There you
works.
go.
Thank God. Okay. Oh, buddy. All right, that's a 2.
I mean, let's see if this can be the third character who I trauma out on my first job.
What? Okay. Well, actually, no. If you're playing full tilt, that usually does happen. Okay. So I think you get close, and I think as you get close, you see that like the kind of like the welling up of ghosts kind of almost like retracts a bit, almost as if like, oh wait, we're getting control of this, so to speak, until something grabs you by the back of your neck, something cold. It's a hand, but it's a cold and metallic, and throws you towards the edge of the river. And I think the only thing that's safe, you manage to just cling on before you kind of thrown into the river. And then you see that like pulling out of the warehouse is like this barge, as the ghost energies kind of like the ghost energies kind of almost like retracting back to this barge. You're now in a desperate position.
To check, are we starting like a proper job here? Should I mark load?
Yeah, it's always a tricky thing when you're doing action stuff outside of a job, I'll say yes. Mark load here,
Okay.
and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna. Oh, go ahead, Will.
I was just going to say, I love the idea of hard frame into a warehouse is firing out ghosts. Twilight Patrol shows up. What have you done? Kind of thing, and like we just go straight into it. If that's
yeah. I think what we're gonna do is like we're gonna get you all to come into it as Amy's in a desperate position, and then we flash back to the engagement roll.
Do I take any harm?
No, you're just in a desperate position.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the consequence, unless you want to resist that.
Okay.
Why would you want to? You get XP. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're clinging onto like the edge of like the pier, I guess, with like the river underneath you, and you can see them Duskwall eels, um, slithering around, and this like large, hulking, clearly mechanical thing, looming over you in the dark. It's hard to tell, but it's like a barrel-shaped man, way taller than it needs to be, kind of like. Look, the hull is a recurring thing, okay? Um, as it kind of like peers at you and like tries to grab you, Amison. Let me ask, do you want to do something, or do you want to be saved right now? I'll give you the choice.
It depends what. Oh, it doesn't have the description of the playbook equipment in here.
Yeah, it has the generic equipment, but you have to put in the playbook equipment. What do you want to know? I'll just read all this.
I was forgetting how like the train pet works mechanically.
Let me double check that. Those are assassins, spiders. Yeah, you have an animal companion. Basically, your animal companion is like a cohort.
Okay.
It's an expert hunter. So I think if you want, it's like it makes its own roles. Basically, I think. And I think they can assist you with stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, your pet functions as a cohort, expert hunter. So now I have to turn to cohorts, see how they work. Which is fine. What do you want Stripey to do?
Because I kind of wanted like Stripey to, since this is like, because it does have ghost form, to kind of run around and distract this thing while I pull one of my pistols out to shoot it.
Yeah. You send a cohort to achieve a goal, roll their quality to see how it goes. So I'm gonna put down Stripey as a cohort in the crew sheet. See, this is one of those things where it's actually nicer. Well, I don't know if it's nicer to do it IRL.
Oh, actually, I already have a hunting pet cohort on my own character sheet.
Oh, neat. All right. So
does it have? What? It's marked here as quality 1, but should I?
Potency usually means like effect. When tracking or fighting the supernatural.
Oh yeah, but I was just wondering if like its quality has changed at all because of the crew, even though I'm not technically part of it yet.
Well, tier 1, so that would mean its quality would be 1.
Okay.
The cohort.
All right, just checking.
Okay. All right. Roll that and see if it's like. I'm gonna assume it's a setup action for you.
Yeah.
So roll Stripey. Okay. All right. Stripey. What does it look like when? Also, what are the pronouns again?
Stripey doesn't obey gender binaries. You can call it whatever.
All right, cool. Stripey is Stripey. Unfortunately, Stripey goes into ghost form to try distract it. Here's the consequence. That ghost field wells up just a bit, it just like as like it's like it's like a sound frequency. It's like wells up for a bit, and Stripey gets caught in the ghost field and is gonna be sucked into the barge. Well, it's a 1.
So where is the barge in relation to this?
It's in the water. It's coming out of the warehouse in the water here.
Is it? Oh, is there a map out here?
Oh yes, in the Roll20. If you go, I'm making a mark here. Bravo Alley. If you scroll to the right.
Could you just hold down the mouse so I can see where you're at? Because if you hold click, it does that.
Yeah. Oh, scroll to the left. Way to the left. I'm way away from you. Over here.
Oh, okay. I guess more what I was asking was where am I in relation to the barge?
You are. Let's see. I was assuming you're here on the edge here, and the barge is here.
Cause yeah, if Stripey's gonna pull in, I'm going to defend Stripey and just like let go and grab up this cat.
You grab onto the cat too as they're getting pulled in.
I am not going to let Stripey be in danger.
That is fair.
Okay.
All right, we'll do this one roll, and then we'll get everyone in here.
And then yeah.
All right, what are you rolling?
I think I'm defending, so this is basically a resistance, right?
Oh yes, this would be resistance. You are gonna be resisting with, yeah, prowess, since you're jumping from from where you are to. Ooh, sorry, there was a suggestion there in the chat, but like, Alec has the bodyguard. They could jump in to save the kitty as well.
Oh yeah, I would.
Would you be okay with that, or do you want to be the one to
Sure.
save your
Yeah.
cat?
Sure.
Okay, so I think we get the shot of like you're Emerson, you're cleaning with your fingertips. This hull is kind of on you, and your cat is being dragged towards the barge when the tough one. Go ahead, calm, Alec.
I don't know. I guess I jump from somewhere. It's a bit unclear, but when I land on the barge dips a bit in the water, and yeah, I just grab the cat as it's projected by this sort of sudden movement of the boat. Like, nice kitty.
All right, so you're gonna make a resistance roll. It's gonna be with prowess. So if you just click prowess there.
Prowess. Bonus die 0.
All right, that's a 6. So you take no stress. So you're on this barge holding this kitty, and the folks on the barge are like, "What the?" There's like 2 of them, and you can see that like the barge has like these boxes, much like the one that Elsie had. The box is full of the ghost energy. One of them is open, projecting that ghost energy is what caught the cat, and Stripey is just like probably not too fond of being caught like that.
I know ghost energy is very bad. Poor little kitty. That's no way of treating a kitty.
Okay. I want to know where the Raven Doctor Redcoat is, because Emerson is still in a desperate position right now with this like hull over them.
Well, I'm probably somewhere on a high ground because I like the high ground, and I'm watching this whole thing unfold, and I think I will at this point maybe try. These guys have ghost boxes, right? But there are
Yes.
ghosts milling about,
Yes.
so maybe just attune to the ghosts and see if I can break the hold of these ghost boxes and ask the ghosts to see why these people keep them in boxes and are they really happy about this?
Hell yeah.
And Redcoat will be coming in on his new line launcher to do a Batman swing into this hull that's over the top of Emozen.
Of course you are.
All right, let's do the Raven Doctor first, and then Redcoat saving Emerson. So, Raven Doctor, you're tuning. This is a risky standard for sure. Actually, let me check the tier of this faction. Yeah, no, it's risky standard. That's fine. You don't even know why you're here. Technically, your characters know, but players don't.
I mean, yeah, but risky standards sounds okay. I don't think I will push myself. Will I push myself? yeah, come on, there's this person, and obviously a kitty is in danger. We can't have that. And now I've kind of lost my.
That's why they showed up.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Yes.
It's not because they were here because of a job.
No,
You see, Leandro, before I joined, you would have not had this much conversation about cats in the.
I don't think that Raven Doctor really cares about cats, actually, but they eat baby ravens, so I don't know. But still, there's an innocent person, and besides, these
I mean, so you have something in
keeping
common
ghosts in
with
boxes
cats.
is not keeping ghosts in boxes is not cool. So I will submit. Let's see how that goes.
That's a
Hello,
four.
where are you? That's 2 4s. That's okay.
Yeah, it's a mixed success. It's still a success. So here's what you get when you like talk to the ghosts. You get like a kind of a general picture of like, you know, there's a lot of different ghosts from a lot of different like places, and some of them aren't even like full ghosts. They're just like ectoplasmic energy that have been stuffed into these boxes. But there's so many of them in these boxes that you can piece together kind of like you've got a general idea of who put them in there. Of who's putting them in there. And I think because it's part of the consequence of that clock of yours filling up from last week, you attune to these ghosts and you get like a hazy sense of like, you know, these boxes being constructed, they're being paid off by people, but the energy being supplied, you just get like a name again and again and again, and it's Skurlock, and different types, different intonations, for sure. And then Skurlock talks to you.
Oh, interesting.
Here's the consequence coming, the complication. And he says, "My dear Dr. Ravenglass, I would have preferred you'd come calling to my manor. This is most uncouth."
I agree. If you wanted to talk to me, you did not need to send boxes stuffed full of ghosts. A letter would have sufficed quite nicely.
Oh, I was about to say the same. I frankly don't really care much for your exploits, Doctor. It's just you've been scrambling around games far too large for your limited comprehension to, well, comprehend. But I suppose that you've been placing yourself in front of my schemes for a bit too much for my liking. How do you find my boxes? Well, they're not really mine. It's more fancy.
Yes, fancy is not the word I would have used. There's elegance, and then there is brute force, and this speaks more of brute force than of elegance. I would have expected better of you.
As always, you have but one puzzle piece, and you're just scrambling in the dark, Dr. Ravenglass. Perhaps
I'm scrambling with such elegance, my dear.
But with merely one puzzle piece, you're nowhere near close to accomplishing anything, really. If you'd like,
then give me another. If you have so many, if you see so clearly.
Well, if I just give you the puzzle piece, this isn't really a game, is it, Doctor? It's just cheating.
I do not enjoy puzzles quite as much as you do. I find them a bit childish. Please excuse me, I need to see to the safety of my companions. I will attempt to break the connection with him.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a resistance roll. That's to resist this complication. Because the complication was he's just going to keep talking to you.
Yeah. As much as Silas enjoys that, there are other things that he has to attend to.
Resolve.
Yes. Okay. Resolve. I just click on resolve, right?
Yes, and you get a bonus die because of your iron will.
Okay. Very nice. Submit. I've got a 5.
So you take 1 stress.
Oh, so fair.
Yeah. So how do you sever this connection?
Yeah, I start to think of an Aruvian. It's basically a lullaby, but it is a lullaby that calls on demons. So I'm mostly just using that to free my mind of the influence of this, whatever he thinks he is, because I have a friend who is a demon. So
Yeah. I think like he feels the influence of your demon friend, and his demeanor breaks, and he just goes, "Septara, what the fuck?" And then his connection breaks.
language.
And Sitara just kind of like chuckles in your head and just says like, oh, he was always so uncouth. I can't believe we're gonna have to deal with him again. Okay. All right. Redcoat, you're using the line launcher to help Amison.
Yes, I am swinging down from that rooftop that the Raven Doctor was on, using the line launcher to come in a full-on swing with my nightclub, crashing into the hull.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Because of your what are you rolling? Actually, first and foremost.
Well,
What's the
I
action?
imagine that's skirmish, isn't it? As always.
As always, hell yeah. I'm gonna say it's gonna be risky great because you are coming in at full force on a fucking line launcher. How is that not great effect?
Not extreme because I'm using my my fine heavy weapon as well.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
And
yeah.
we do have improved weapons now.
Oh Jesus! All right, no, it can only go up to extreme. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying that, like, making my full case for extreme there. Cool. And I don't get any bonus dice, do I?
No, unless you want some, like, push yourself.
Like
take
push
a bunch.
devil's bargain. No, I'm good. I got 3 in skirmish anyway. So
Okay.
boom,
Jesus Christ.
as always.
So, from your perspective, Amison, this hull, I think, actually, here's how you get saved. The hull picks you up by the scruff of your neck. That's okay, Amison. Do you have any, like, quips or one-liners, or I don't know, to say this thing? Because when you drop its face, it has, like, a cylindrical head with, like, a face badly painted on it. As it kind of, like...
Oh, no, that's good. I was actually getting up on my own.
It pulls you in close, and just as it's about to toss you to the brink, you can see from the corner of your eye this red coated figure is flying down, about to like smash into the hull. Actually, I'll let Will describe that, since he's the one.
Oh no! Comes swinging in. I think maybe takes off the arm of the just splinters the arm that's holding up Amison, and comes rolling up in a fighting pose next to the hull, ready to take on whatever stands up.
Oh, because of the extreme effect, I think you tear it through the hull.
Oh well, then sweet. I just take that head clean off, and it just hand lets go of Amison.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna say it's a small kind of barge where Alec is, where the tough one is, and there are like 2 people there. But they see the whole display, and these 2 are just like, "We surrender. We'll tell you everything."
And I look at that Amison, and I say, and Redcoat says, "What brings you into this business, stranger?"
So what? Yeah, I guess I'm kind of awkwardly trying to get the hand that is still clutching to my clothes, even though I'm not being held up anymore off. Oh, hello there. I am the cat. I was investigating the ghosts.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not sure
fair
what
enough.
that hand
You're
gesture
not.
means, Leandro.
You're not with.
It's the two blokes. Hands up.
Okay.
Is this
Well.
your kitty?
Oh yes,
I-
thank you. Good
Hmm.
Stripey. And I give him a treat.
What were you gonna say, Redcoat?
I want to intimidate and interrogate these hapless thugs.
Oh yeah, no, they're giving up. Oh, go ahead, Sabine.
I would come down just to talk to the people out down there and help with intimidating.
Oh yeah, you loom out of the shadows at the appropriate point,
Yes.
kind of thing. Like
Yes, as I usually do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's no role for this because they're thoroughly cowed. They're two nobodies. Let's see, what are their names? Giles and Morton are their names. No relation to Miles and Norton from the last session. Absolutely no relation. And they just give up the goods very quickly. They're taking this barge full of ghost boxes to a boat waiting on down this river, going up the Silk near the docks. That boat is to take these boxes, which they say that they picked up from Char Hollow. So they're implying that these boxes were being made in Char Hollow and being stuffed with ghosts somewhere there. But they're taking these boxes. They're taking to a boat in the docks, and that boat is owned by a Lord Skurlock.
Oh, yes, he spoke to me.
Skurlock, eh? I hear he's as old as the immortal emperor himself.
That's what he claims. I believe he is very good at tooting his own horn.
Got blind if you do that too much.
Mm.
What? Why is music affecting eyesight? I don't understand.
I'll explain it to you later. Anyways, how'd you like to join our hunt, Mr. Cat? Or Mrs. Cat. Apologies, I've forgotten.
Hey them.
Just a cat.
I guess
They,
it's
them.
fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Because I know what I'm doing.
I think the thugs also explained that that boat is gonna leave in like a few hours. Hence why you all have to team up now and to get this done now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Let's try to stop this boat then.
yeah, let's cut to the hunting down the boat scenes. Do you know?
Yeah,
Like,
as in an engagement role.
I mean, I'm honestly,
Mhm.
I'd be okay with just going straight into an engagement role rather than gathering information or anything.
We've been for an hour, so let's take another break. Think that over. I'm down for anything for what folks want, but let's come back. Yeah, let's come back again. 35 past. Cool. So we'll see you then. Okay, so just to recap where we are, because anyone who's watching this will know there won't be a break, but there was for us. The Twilight Patrol came across and saved our hound, named the Cat. The Cat who is the Hound. That's the name of their comic book, or at least a one shot, or an arc. I don't know. And yeah, they've caught wind that the ghost boxes, one of which bedeviled them in the previous session, a whole bunch of them was being transported on this barge towards a boat owned by the erstwhile Lord Skurlock. And they've just got wind that this boat is to leave, at least to leave the docks and possibly out of Duskwall in a few hours. So we will probably get into an engagement soon, but the Raven Doctor gonna do it again, Doctor the Raven Doctor. You said you want to gather some info.
Yeah, I would like to send out the ravens just to get a bit of the lay of the land. And but maybe I mean, since I don't have hunt, I don't know if I can do this with study, because that's more study. No.
Well,
That's
technically
more.
you can roll hunt. It's just you're gonna roll 2 dice and take the
Yeah,
lowest.
no. I
But
will try. I will attune to this, because the ravens, they don't see reality quite the way they are. They're not quite normal ravens anyway, and they don't see reality quite as we do, I think. So that what I perceive is more like the strengths of ghost fields and stuff like that. It's not actually seeing.
Yeah. And Skurlock's involved, so there are ways for you to look into this sort of thing.
I'm going with attune then.
Let me double check the gather info bit, because this could just this. I think this is just like a fortune roll. I'm not gonna put you on.
Okay.
I think Sitara is like fending off Lord Skurlock at the moment. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say this is just a fortune roll. See what kind of info you get.
Effect is standard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm submitting here. Yeah, it's a 5.
5. All right. So on a 5, you get good details. So I think you see this ship, not ship, this boat. It's not small enough to be a ship. So that's not big enough to be a ship. What am I saying? I'm all over the place. As it's kind of like it's docked, and you can see it's slowly kind of like pulling out of the ports, but it doesn't seem to be going out into sea. Instead, it seems to be pulling into Duskwall proper, into like its rivers. And I know there's like bridges, so it's not really gonna go anywhere. But as it's kind of pulling out, the ravens, you can see that there is kind of like that force field you've seen a lot generated by those ghost boxes. But this one looks like, compared to the stuff you saw at the Dimmer Sisters, compared to what the ghost boxes produced, this one is like, you can tell it was like carefully stitched together. This ectoplasmic screen is just like carefully put together. But of course, your ravens can also see things, and you can see it's not the busiest of boats. I am imagining just like a steamer ship or a paddle boat. Is what I'm imagining actually. Like the stuff you see in certain stories about the American South. Big old paddle boat. Not many people on board, except there is that kind of this figure that stands out, and I want to ask Amison this, the cat. We didn't talk about your friends and rivals. So who's your rival, and what do they look like? So that the Raven Doctor knows who they're seeing. That's to you, Amison.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I was asking because we didn't talk about your friends and rivals.
Oh, yeah. My friend is Steiner, the Black Mark, an assassin.
Oh, they didn't actually show up earlier, but they can be friends now. It's fine. But who's your rival? Who's your rival? That's who I want to know.
Oh, Casta, bounty hunter. Well, Steiner, he tried to murder me a couple times. I tried to murder him.
Yeah. So why are you not friends with Casta?
I mean, there's technically, the whole thing about abandoning my going AWOL from the Silver Nails. They didn't quite like that.
Yeah. Well, what do they look like? Because they're on the deck of this bridge of this boat right now. So what do they look like? So we know what the Raven Doctor's seeing.
Yeah, Casta is let's go with Severosi as well. She is tall, wears I feel like most Severosi have Deathlands masks, since a lot of Severosi live like actually in the Deathlands, as opposed to like in places that are protected, like sane people. I think that she has God, I imagine that she's probably like kitted out in some kind of metal plate with probably a shotgun.
Yeah, I think she does have like a Deathlands mask, almost, but not quite similar to yours. And she's wearing it right now as she's just looking around. Obviously, she doesn't sense the ravens because even though she's attuned to like Deathlands, she's
Yeah.
not a
And since you
whisperer.
bring it up, she might be my sister, you know. Might.
might. So their mask, there's like big similarities with yours.
Yeah, I mean, you said that you were the one that said our masks are similar, so.
Okay, all right. You're rolling with it, so. But yeah, the Raven Doctor. You see a metal-plated, rather tall individual with a shotgun and a Deathlands mask, much like your new cat friend here, patrolling the deck.
I will turn to the cat and will ask them, is there perhaps an individual known to you with a mask that's quite similar to yours and that is wearing metal plates about their person?
What? No. And then, like, I do have, like, zero sway, though, so it's, like, very not believable. And as you just keep staring at me, I'm just like, well, maybe. Yes. Yes.
There is something we need to know about this personage.
Oh, she's, just my sister who's hunting me down for dishonoring the clan. That you get that a lot, right?
Not personally, no, but yes, I've heard of such occurrences.
Anything you want to say to that, Amos?
Yeah, if you could not hand me over to her, that would be great. I'm very helpful.
Yes, she seems to be quite helpful, and she seems to be on the wrong side of things anyway.
Much appreciated.
Okay, so you've got the location. You've got that. It doesn't seem to be well staffed. It doesn't seem to be in a hurry. And except I say well staffed, there is like the metal plated bounty hunter with experience in the Deathlands patrolling the deck. But you have this barge. So unless anyone else wants to gather info or wants to do anything else between y'all, we might just jump into it. Okay, so let's go into engagement. Oh, I will say, any items, just to be nice, any items you've checked off during that small fracas, you can uncheck them again.
That's not.
Okay. All right. So there are 6 different plans, each with a missing detail you need to provide. What plan do you think this is? Basically, I'm assuming the aim is find out what Lord Skurlock is up to. Why does he have these ghost boxes?
The plans are in the crew playbook, aren't they?
I think they're also in the character sheet.
Your playbook.
Oh,
Yeah,
are
if you scroll down.
Yeah.
I
Next,
haven't looked down.
next to friends. Oh, it's in between
Mhm.
friends and your abilities. Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm totally interested in occult, but we could also do assault.
assault. I was gonna say either that or stealth as well, because you've got this barge.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you want to do
Right.
stealth? We pretend to be the people wearing like cloaks and hoods and things, and then when we get our way onto the thing is when we do our normal punching.
I'm suggesting
will-
stealth because you got that ability that gives
Yes.
that
Assault or stealth, we acted over a higher
Right.
tier.
Right. Let's do that then. I will melt into the shadows so I can appear at a proper time.
is that okay with yourselves, Amison and the soft one? stealthy plan?
I can beat stealthy, I guess,
Yep.
if you give me big cloak.
Yeah, put 2 of them on. Tie this one around your waist and put this one over your head. No one will be able to tell difference.
Okay, sounds like a good plan.
I just have
I-
this cloak.
Hiding your cat inside the cloak? Hiding Stripey in it?
No, Stripey's just kind of perched, like flopped over my head right now.
Aw. No, who would suspect a cat? You know, cats are wholesome. All right. Okay, so next you pick your item loadouts, as I said, and don't worry about if you declared an item in the middle of Farkai, you can undeclare it and just pick your loadout starting from here. All right.
So because of our Vigilantes thing, a medium load will actually give you a 7 rather than a 6.
Oh yes.
As long as those 2 items are armor or weapons, which, let's be honest, they're inevitably going to be armor or weapons, right? Like 2
Yes.
slots at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Steven, you do up. Yeah, that Vigilantes attire upgrade. 2 free load of weapons and supplies.
Oh, okay.
You're even though technically you're teaming up for the first time in the Twilight Patrol, crew benefits will also benefit you. It's fine. Okay. So as everyone's picked the load, let's go through engagement. Start with 1 die, as always. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? So yeah, you're gonna try to sneak in, you very stealthy people, into a boat of a possibly immortal or noble, or maybe just an up-jump noble who clearly has supernatural powers. So that's 2 dice. You get +1 die for that. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Put on some cloaks, take a barge. You've got ghost boxes. Be fine. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I'm gonna say yes. This barge with the ghost boxes, they seem important enough that you can, because you're carrying them to this ship. They're important, you know. So yeah, I think you can slip through there. Is the target strongest as approach? No, it isn't. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? I'm gonna say, like, if you can presumably flash back to like having talked to any of your friends or contacts about Lord Skurlock or stuff happening in the docks or anything like that, I'm gonna say this can count as a yes. Oh, Silas, you do have your demon friend.
I have my demon friend, yes.
Yes. All right, so that's 4. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? Oh, hell yeah, they are. They are. They absolutely are. I mean, 2 of them are on that ship. We've got Skurlock and Casta. So 3 dice. Are any other elements? Lower tier, higher tier. No, I think the ability you got negates what would have been. I'm gonna say it's involving Skurlock, so he could absolutely be interfering in this. Or I may have just given it away and revealed that yes, he's on that ship. I might have just done that.
Go ahead, put Mercy as well. Let's put all the nemesis on top of that boat.
Are you reading my notes, Callum? Anyway, that's 3 dice. That's 3 dice. Who wants to make the roll? Should we get the cat to do it?
Why not?
Jameson, you want to roll 3 dice, fortune roll?
Okay.
Or it's on the Twilight Patrol. Yes, on the Twilight Patrol sheet. Roll engagement.
All right.
Nice. That's a controlled position. See, everyone rolls a 6. Well, except for the cat, apparently. The cat does not roll a 6. We'll see. A chance to redeem themselves. Okay. So, yeah, this goes off without a hitch. I think you pull the barge. You probably, you leave those two mooks. Already forgotten what their names are in the warehouse, and you take this barge up to. You're going down this river, and yeah, you see the ship. This paddle boat, kind of. It looks nice, but it's a kind of thing that would look nice, a decade or two ago. Now it's just a bit has a bit more wear and tear. It's a bit grimier than it should be. It's absolutely the ship of like a nobleman who probably isn't as noble as or as high up as he would like. And I think who let me look up a name. This ship is called the Sundered Sky. I think is what you get looking at some documents on the barge. Very, very not ominous name. And I think you get past the first obstacle, which would have been if you come up to the ship, you see there's like a place to like dock the barge next to it, and there's an opening for like into the cargo hold where you drop the boxes. And I think you just see like a very bored looking crew hand, and he's just like, oh yeah, come in. We're about to embark soon. Oh, don't worry about the boxes. We got these, and he points at another hull, which is just kind of like standing there. You got one of these that they can bring in. And in their hand, they're holding like some sort of clicker device, and they just click it, and the hull's just kind of like, what? And they take the boxes, and the crew hand's just like, we weren't warned that you'd be a couple of rather hefty bunches, he says as he tries to pet Stripey, who tries to claw at him. And it's like, oh, well, feisty one. Yeah. Crew quarters, you got orientation, but crew quarters are like, floor up.
Someone asked me to take a look at the engine. I used to be a bit of a spark right. If you wouldn't mind, I could go check it out.
Oh yeah. We got Amos. Take this lad to the engine room and whatnot. And he yawns.
Do you need someone for lifting heavy stuff down there?
I was meant to do that. You're a big guy. You're big. I'm not. You can tell
I'm
he's
here.
really tired.
I'm here to help for the cause.
Cause, well, cause is coin. You know how it is.
Tell me about it.
Who's that scary-looking cove with a Deathlands mask on?
Oh, you don't talk to her unless you spot something untoward happening tonight. She's here as extra security for the meeting.
All right, then. I'll leave her alone if she'll leave me alone.
Good thing to take things seriously.
Yeah. Come on, let's take a look at this engine, and you can help with the unloading. And I'm sort of rationalizing this stealth approach as Redcoat's going to go down and mess up the engines with Wreck, and I guess Alec is going to help out with that. So
Can I come with you, because I have Tinker and might do some more interesting stuff with the engine?
Hey, if you want to do that, then let's swap places.
No, I mean, I would just trail behind you and then look at the engine. Okay.
I just mean like fictionally, like I'm looking at using my wreck move. So if you're looking at using your Tinker move, then
I
will stay up on the top and distract this Deathlands. I'll say that, this one here was a bit of a spark, right? And poke my finger over at you rather than like that, because you actually know what you're doing. I'm just going down there to break something. Like, yeah.
I can break something as well. So yeah.
Style.
And Alec will come with me, I guess.
I want to know what the cat is up to. You're in an impromptu mission, Amoson, with these. Now you recognize them as like, oh shit, this is the Twilight Patrol. You're not part of what they're doing. And I'm assuming like you talked over this at the bar. You're here to find out what Lord Scarlock's up to. So now that Silas and Alec are going up to the engines, and Redcoat's staying up here to like make sure Casta is like distracted. What are you up to, Amison?
So where am I in the relation to the rest of the group right now?
You all came in through the cargo hold, and I'll say because it's a control position, you kind of have free reign to do whatever you want. Two of them, Silas and Alec, are going to the engines. Redcoat's staying up here near where Casta is, at the deck of the boat. I'm assuming. I'm just asking, what are you up to?
Okay, I guess in that case, I am probably going to.
I'll say like things that the incredibly tired and very security lax deckhand said is that Casta was brought as extra muscle for the meeting. And there is like a cargo hold where they're keeping all these ghost boxes.
Yeah, that's what I was actually about to say. I think I probably am going to take a look over in the cargo hold to see what's there.
Okay, so I think just from a general glance, I'll focus on Amison first, and then I'll cut to the folks at the engine room. What you see, Amison, is like there is just like a stack of these ghost boxes where all the ghostly energy came from. There's like bigger boxes, like basic crates, as well. I think to like properly poke through this is going to be like an action roll of some sort, but in a general glance, it looks like there's provisions, there's furniture. You see, there's like a table with a box of cigars open, and it's open, and a cigar is missing. But if you want like something a bit juicier, I think you will have to like do like a roll of some sort.
A bowl of some sort?
A roll, sorry.
Oh, roll.
I mean, unless you want to do a bowl of some sort, I'm not sure what that would be, but.
Oh, a roll of some sort. Okay. Sorry, I guess I'm just a little bit.
No worries. It's an earlier time for you compared to us over here, so.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm probably doing I think probably a survey here makes most sense. Trying to see if there's anything useful or either that I should damage or take with us.
Okay. This is gonna be controlled, for sure, because you're in a control position. You met the one deckhand who was like, "I don't care. I want to go to sleep." So yeah, this will be controlled. I'd say standard.
Okay. And I'm gonna push myself for an extra die.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, I only had one, so.
Okay. I was saying your stress is filling up. Okay. All right. So on a mixed success. So on a mixed success with controlled, there's a hesitation. And I think the hesitation is that like you hear footsteps coming up, kind of like behind you. Withdraw and try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence. A minor complication occurs. You have reduced effect, etc., etc. So, do you want to push on?
Yeah, I'm gonna push on. Might as well.
Okay, so I think you are going to be put in a risky position because I think you look true, and I think you have a moment to peek open the crates and you see like disassembled hull parts inside the crates, for sure. You see like instructions on how to put them together, and I think you find a shipping manifest, or like not a shipping manifest, but like accounts on where these hulls are gonna go, and you can see their names to like different gangs throughout the city. Because yeah, sorry you're the one who reading through this because you're the new player here, but like there's like mentions of like, oh, these hulls were sold to the crows. Oh, we're trying to sell these to the billhooks. Deathland scavengers could use a hull or two, maybe. So you I think you find like an accounts book of all this.
I'll just pocket that then.
Yeah, and I think like the complication is that you hear footsteps behind you, and the when the I think you have a moment. Do you want to like try and hide, or are you gonna just gonna stand there and like try to flub your way through?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that hiding makes the most sense for how I have my stuff. I think I probably try to scramble up onto some of these hulls. Try to hide. Try to hide up top because they never look up.
That is true. All right, we'll do this one roll and then we'll move to
Yeah.
the folks at the engine. So you're now in a risky position. So this is risky standard, I'd say, with prowl. Sorry, I should ask
Sure.
first. What action? Okay. Do you want to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
Yeah, I'll take a devil's bargain.
Okay. I think the devil's bargain is going to be a clock. It's going to be a 4-step clock, and I think you've got some ghost senses. You hang on with a ghost cat or a cat who can be a ghost, so you can feel it. You can feel the ghost field around this boat, kind of like starting to take notice of you. So I think this is going to be a 4-step clock. Attention of the ghosts.
Sure, I'll do that.
Not the worst complication to have.
And that's a 4.
Hell yeah. Okay. Let me make that clock. Okay, so I think you scramble up to like the top of the hull, and you see walking into the cargo hold with like some deliberacy is would she be brazen to wear her blue coat? Yes, she would be brazen enough to wear her blue coat here. Clearly, like, a blue coat wanders in. She looks like older than any other blue coat you'd know. Actually, no, I'll let red coat describe. What is, because we saw Grace last time, but Amison hasn't seen her. What did Grace look like again?
I believe Grace is a very like disciplined sort of middle-aged woman with a like a cruel streak to her kind of thing, like no hair out of place, nothing, with a scar across her face.
So you see Grace, hair tied up. She's Redcoat's rival. I wasn't joking when I asked Callum if he was reading my notes.
I said Mercy, not Grace.
Well, everyone's
this is the Injustice League, basically. They've all been on this boat while we're
just saying. Someone, I can be predictable, I guess.
Wow, Leandro really want to end this campaign fast.
What? No. We have 2 more sessions. We'll see how this goes. I have ideas, but anyway. So Grace walks in. This really stern-looking blue coat, and she's like, she walks in as if she owns the place, and she strides immediately to the table where the cigars are. She picks up one, thinks of it, puts it back, and takes the entire box and puts it in her coat, and will just kind of like walk away, just barely noticing you, Amison. But the consequence, because you did roll 4, is going to be 2 ticks on that attention of the ghost clock. And the way you noticed it is like, you think one of the hulls next to you inclined their neck or their head towards you? That might have happened. That might have.
No. I
So are you resisting? It's 2 ticks on the clock, or are you gonna let that go?
That was partly in character, but yeah, I'm resisting.
Okay. I think this is gonna be with resolve because you're kind of resisting the attention of ghosts.
Yeah. That's only a 3.
Jesus. Oh my God.
You see, this is how I trauma out every session I'm in. I just roll terribly on these resistance rolls.
Oh my god. Okay. Don't worry. We'll get you out of here. Hopefully. Okay. Let's say it's cut to the engine. So a way I'm thinking about, we're gonna do engine and then what Redcoat does, and then we'll close it off for today. So the Raven Doctor, the tough one, the two thaws. Actually, no, the cat is up there, so there are now three thaws in this group. But yeah, I think when you make it to the engine room, let me just describe the engine room a bit, just so you all know. It's a fairly, you can tell it covers like the entire width of the ship because it has to power the two paddle things on either side of the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly low ceiling. Like it feels like you need to incline down, even though you don't. But it feels like it's a bit claustrophobic for you. And they're like they're like coal-fed paddle engines for sure. Actually, no, not coal-fed. They're electroplasmic fed. Of course they are. This is Duskwall. It's full of galvanic electro shock nonsense. And I think again, there's only like one person here. It is a weirdly understaffed ship. But this person, she's got like, a engineer smock on, but instead of dealing with the engines, she's like bent over this table, fiddling with a box. But for the moment, she hasn't noticed you because you're still in a control position. What do you two do?
The tough one looks at the doctor and then nods his head towards the person there, and he makes a sign of want me to knock them off.
All right. Oh, sorry, you're muted.
I think Silas was a bit distracted because he thought that Alec meant that he was going to distract her instead of knocking her out, but he's taking care of her. That's fine.
Okay.
That means he can take care of the engines. So
I'm going to try to sneak on that person and knock that person out.
Okay.
In clean fashion.
I'm going to say this is a setup action for Silas, for the Raven Doctor. So whatever Raven Doctor is going to do to follow up on this is going to have increased effect. So what are you rolling? The tough one.
Skirmish.
Yeah. All right. There's no harm in rolling your best stats. There's no shame in it. Be proud of it. You're in a controlled position, and I'm gonna say, yeah, it's standard effect for sure.
So control, submit standard. No bonus die.
Wow. That's a crit.
6/6.
So yeah, tell me how you knock her out.
So the tough one sort of walks slowly towards her, is lurching a bit, trying to be discreet, and apparently succeeding at doing so. He gets on top of her and he's like sticking his tongue out, like making a few movements like you would prepare before having a shot at golf, and then just smack her head with his fist in a fashion which is absolutely not lethal. That's how I would consider my critical success. It's a clean knockout, just a little harmless concussion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, yeah, you got control of this. So yeah, I think you just hear her like muttering, like, actually, I think we don't need to. Yeah, she's just muttering to herself, just like, oh God, I'm not getting paid enough for this bullshit. They have been paid in reputation. What the hell is Skurlock doing here? I would rather have some coin right now. God damn. Yeah. It's just she's not unfortunately she's not a recurring NPC. Don't worry, Will. Not this one.
Yes, I thought it was Grace or Mercy. So
No,
Until
no,
now.
not No, not this one. I know where Mercy is. She's not down here in the engine. And Grace
Oh, God.
just took us a bunch of cigars.
I'll wait until after recording's done to bring it up.
Okay. That's something to look forward to.
Just
Yeah.
a little out of character thing.
Mhm.
Since it's a boat, with those big wheels on the side, I think maybe an idea would be cool if, following whatever we're doing, we end up emerging the doctor on one side and me on the other side by being just grabbing the wheel, and we emerge in a synchronous manner on both sides on the boat. Well, after whatever we do in the engine room, that could be a cool
That
thing to do.
that is an interesting idea, because that would mean that we would have to get into the water. But I'm pretty sure we can. Maybe that could be a devil's bargain. So yeah, because there are eels in the water. You remember Duskwall. So I think what I want to do here is I would like to use. This thing is powered by ghost energy, right? By electroplasmic energy.
Yes.
There's this galvanizer. Okay, very nice. I would like to interfere with this a bit. I like to, how to frame this. I would like to have a bit of control over the engine that I could release at a point where our not really friends would be discombobulated.
Hell yeah. What are you rolling with this?
I will roll this with tinkering, actually, because I think this goes more to tinkering than to attune, because I really need to get into the engine thingy here, and I've studied this a bit, and I have these very fine arcane implements that we got last time. You remember this?
Yeah.
And I would use these, and I will check these, and I will use these.
Your position is controlled. Your effect plus the tough ones added bonus plus the quality plus because you're now at a consumer tier with Lord Skurlock because of your crew ability. It's now controlled great.
Okay.
If you would
So
start,
I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Do I have any bonus dice?
Do you want to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
I will take the devil's bargain, please.
Okay. I think. Ooh.
And I would like it to involve that we have to get into the water, just so we can come up on the wheels afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, I think the devil's bargain is like, this boat is on a schedule, and you won't be able to stop it going into the water.
Can I suggest the devil's bargain? Would that be?
Yeah, players can suggest bargains.
So like the thing you're trying to do is to gain control of the engine, right?
Yeah,
in some way.
Exactly.
In my head, I'm imagining like when like you fight the villain on the Zeppelin and it goes down and it's all in flames and everything is whatever. Like, so whatever your control is, it's going to make this vessel no longer viable. So like when you trigger it, we're going to be in like from the fire into the from the frying pan into the fire, and everything is going to go mental.
Yeah, I like that. I'm taking that as a devil's bargain. I will totally take because So
everything will become desperate.
I'm in a control position.
Yes.
Right, to great effect.
Yes.
And I've got one or two bonus dice.
One, because you took the devil's bargain.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Unless the tough one is helping.
Yeah, please help.
Through another way.
Please stand over there and help.
Tough one?
Alec?
You're muted.
Still muted.
Still muted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, how do you think I can help you?
Cool. I think what you can do to help me is to push up this lever and hold it in this position.
Oh. Some wrecking.
No. We're not wrecking this. We're controlling this. But we still need to lift this up.
Okay.
Okay. If we wanted to wreck this, we would do it another way. but I like the idea of controlling it before we wreck it.
Okay. Okay.
That's one stress for you, the tough one.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you just
okay.
yeah, just one stress.
One.
Great.
And that's an extra die for the Raven Doctor. That's 2
See how
bonus
that
dice.
goes. Okay,
Hey,
I've got
5.
2. Yeah, or
Yeah.
2 5s. That's
Yeah, success on a control is
Mhm.
not is the best kind of mixed success. Everything on a control is the best kind, basically. So there is like a bit of hesitation. You can withdraw and try a different approach, or else you're gonna get a complication. And I think how you hesitate is, I think, suddenly like you feel like Sitara's like help with you slacken a bit, and you hear Skerlock's voice again going in your head, and you know, like, that connection that he made that he made might flare up again. So that's where you can hesitate. You want to keep going?
Oh, I want to keep going, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so you are going to do it. You're going to take control of these engines, but
Yes.
I think you are going to end up in a risky position, the both of you, because the tough one you assisted, so you're now part of this. And I think the risky... Actually, no, they're not going to end up in a risky position. I think the complication instead is I'm going to add ticks to that attention of ghosts. I'm going to add 2 ticks. Because but yeah, what does this look like when the Raven Doctor takes control of the engine?
I think what it looks like is that we are playing around with the generator a little, or a lot, really. And we are putting in some kind of quicksilver tincture that is not exactly quite... I mean, I think I used what did I use? I used a bit of kind of a wire. Wire is the word I'm looking at. Wire and a spoon, where I put the tincture in, and all it would take is that I send a raven or a ghost down there, and just to jostle that spoon, so the quicksilver tincture will go into the mixture, and then everything might go a little haywire here.
Yeah, we'll see the results of that haywire, the more of it, when we come back to you next week. But I do want to end on Redcoat, if that's okay with folks. Redcoat, what are you up to?
Well, I'm in the cargo hold, aren't I? Still with because actually I think with because when we came in, we docked there, and that's where we saw thingy. But
Castor?
Castor, yeah, and I think Redcoat. You know, he's Solomon, isn't he? He's dressed in the cloak. He's not wearing his helmet and things. Like, he's just another bloke. Sees Grace and steps behind a container before he can be spotted by her. And he limbers up, shakes his head, takes off the thing, pulling out his helmet, and draws it on. And Lieutenant, time. Fancy seeing you here. Far off your beat, ain't you?
I think she stops, and she reaches into her coat pocket and takes out a cigar and just starts to light it up. That's Commander to you.
Take off that coat.
Take off that helmet.
I earned this. You dirt, you disgrace. That uniform.
Then why don't you wear it while you're off performing justice? Or is that shade of red just far more comforting than this blue can ever be for you?
All the blood that drips off your hands stains this coat. And when you're behind bars and this city is free of your corruption, then the blue coats will be something again.
She laughs, but it's a very like throaty, clearly has smoked her life kind of laugh. What are you? I want to know what you're trying to achieve here. What do you want to do?
Man, I want to have a confrontation with Grace down in the thing. I want to like take her out effectively. Like, I think Solomon seeing is not a subtle man, and he can't. He's just going to. You know what? I think this is a full-on like. I might kill Grace. I mean,
Ooh.
Mercy,
Yeah.
like
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. I want to have a climax, a battle with my nemesis when she's away from her. She's not with a not with none of your minions around to protect you now, Grace. I mean, Mercy. The two similar concepts in my head. They always stumble over.
Yeah.
them.
No worries. No, this one's Grace. This one's Grace. Remember
This one's
that?
Grace. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like she just kind of like lets out a puff, and it's just and like dusts off a bit of the burning cigar off her side, and she says, "I'm not going to be a part of whatever makes you feel better, Mr. Redcoat. If you think getting rid of me is going to make you sleep soundly at night, well, the problem is there's one of you and there's 100 people like me."
Got to start your beat somewhere, haven't you? And he rushes towards her.
All right. I'm going to say, I know everyone starts in a control position, but you kind of gave away your control position by talking to her.
Yeah,
So you're in the...
no, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. What are you rolling?
Skirmish,
Of course.
clearly. I imagine Grace is a tougher thing than a normal, like she's a clock sort of encounter rather than a thing. So
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be risky. I think it's gonna be risky standard. I think you're about as even a position you can. You would have been controlled, but you chose to talk to her.
Yeah. Even with my fine heavy weapon and its upgraded abilities.
Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah, that ups your effect for sure.
Cool.
Risky, great. You're not gonna push yourself? Take a devil's bargain? No?
What would devil's bargain be?
Ooh.
Anyone has any suggestions? Again, obviously.
Yeah, if anyone has suggestions here.
Maybe I could propose one.
Oh, go ahead.
Costa's nearby, obviously.
I was going to use her as a complication. But if you want to take the devil's bargain, yeah, she will. She's meant to provide security, and you are in her beat. But yeah, if you want to just put her in this in this fight, that is a devil's bargain. She will notice this fight happening.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Okay. You've beaten up robots. What's a Deathland scavenger for you?
Exactly. What's a bent cop and a Deathland scavenger? Nothing for Redcoat. 5.
All right. So I think and I think we're gonna I'm gonna do a round of closing shots for all our characters as we kind of wrap up this session. I think
Can I describe the closing shot for
Yes.
Redcoat, maybe? Yeah?
Yes.
Cool. I think it's that Grace pulls out a pistol and fires it, and Redcoat dives out of the way, then runs up and takes her legs out with the thing, and as she's sprawled down there, another suddenly a shot rings off the container next to Redcoat. He turns around, and you see Costa holding the gun.
Yeah.
And Grace pulling a pistol out from her coat on the floor, and Redcoat stood in between them.
Yeah, I think that's sweet. That's absolutely sweet. What about the cat, Amison? You were hiding amongst these hulls. What's the last we see of you for tonight? Steven, that's for you. You're muted.
Sorry, what was the question?
We're just kind of like, what's the last we see of each character as we kind of close this session?
Yeah, I think that we see Amazon just trying to crawl over these various mechs without like probably causing one to like clunk their head to the side accidentally.
That's fair. Yeah, and you hear gunshots in the distance. You hear a very distinctive shotgun blast in the distance, I'll say. And you know your sister can use that gun really well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, what about our doctor and our tough one down in the engines?
I think the tough one is carrying the person he knocked down and is putting her in the corner. He found a little thing to put her head on, and it's putting a little blanket over her. It's like, you stay tight, everything will be all right.
And while Alex is busy doing that, Silas will go up to the table, and I imagine there is some writing implement there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he will write a note. My dear Scarlock, I was here. Too bad we didn't meet, but I'm sure we will have another opportunity. Maybe meet me at the cafe, some kind of cafe. The bar, the pub that I was at the beginning of the session.
Ooh, okay. I think the final shot then is, as you're writing that, you see on the table in the engine next to like the ghost box that the girl was like hovering over is, I forgot if you're the one who saw this, but there's a mechanical bird on the table, a nightingale to be exact. And I think it just like it twitches and starts shaking as if it's a regular nightingale, and then it starts kind of like singing this small sad song. And I think that's where we end our session for tonight. Jesus, well, we are ramping up to some kind of conclusion.
Put Grace in front of me without a squad of blue coats, and you know, I'm just imagining like a full-on like. If you've ever seen the world's finest cartoon with Superman and Batman when they're fighting on a like crashing Howard Hughes style like experimental big air jumbo jet style airship, and the Joker is just cackling away as it goes down. I'm looking forward to that kind of chaotic sort of fight on an exploding ship.
Oh yeah. Oh, before we get to wishes, we have to do XP first. But that's recorded. That's good. That's good to know. We're gonna see where we end up. I'm gonna go bottom up this time. I'll start with our hound, if that's okay with you, Steven. Cool. So let's do XP. Did you address a challenge with tracking or violence? Address doesn't mean you have to
Just a little
succeed.
bit with tracking. Yeah, no, I addressed a little bit with tracking.
Yeah.
I'll say 1 for that.
Okay. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I guess a bit when I decide to make Casta my sister.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
The mask came up. The mask came up.
Yeah. And I was going to struggle with issues for my vice, but someone else stepped in to save my cat instead.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm not complaining.
I'll
That's
count
it for me, I
that.
think.
We'll count that because your cat got in trouble.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a struggle. Cool. Take that XP. Cool. Oh yeah, there's an extra question I added into this. I stole from Noel. Even though they're a new character, what did we learn of Emerson tonight? You know, you always get like this on XP if you give like an answer for that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I mean, their name is the cat. I think we did learn that's. Yeah, that's also true. I was gonna say I was gonna probably describe it less charitably than that, Silas.
Yeah, we'll give you an XP for that. They're spontaneous. They like cats a lot. We saw that opening shot of them being mobbed by cats.
Yeah. They like all animals, really. It just happened to be cats that time.
Have a. I just love that opening shot of them mobbed by cats. So adorable. Okay, so from there we go to the tough one, to Alec. Did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
I think I did, yeah. Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, absolutely. Take that XP. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? And I'm going to count the bit we didn't record, which is the downtime stuff. I will count that. That did happen this session, just because we didn't record that. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah, I was about to say also that the fact that he just didn't kick the butt of that person we found in at the bottom of the boat, he might be the tough one, but he uses force only in a appropriate manner. He doesn't overuse it.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, multiple times. So take 2 XP for sure. And you struggle with your vice or traumas.
So sorry, it was 1 for the challenge and 1 for the belief. That's correct.
I'm gonna say if it happened once, you get 1 XP. But if you think it happened multiple times, you get 2 XP. I'm gonna say that violence or coercion that happened multiple times. If we include your downtime when you talk to those folks in the pissing alley.
Okay,
you coerce them to like, yeah, no, I'm here now. So take 2 XP for that. And I think, your drives, heritage, background, that did come up multiple times. So let's say take 2 for that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Did you struggle with your vice or traumas during this session?
Nope.
No. See, the problem, again, it's a recurring thing. Every week I say this, but like, few people get traumas when I run stuff because everyone just rolls a 6. Except apparently for Steven. Sorry. What did we learn?
Fine.
I mean, trauma's another way to get XP. What did we learn of Alec, of the tough one tonight?
What did we learn of Alec today? I mean, it was off the recording, but he seems to be driven about that pissing alley things. It seems to be serious about that for some reason. So
Why?
Sorry.
No, it's great. It's just we need to drill down and see why that street.
Maybe Pissing Alley will get renamed once
I got a head canon. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to tell my story, but
Okay.
maybe when the trauma shows up.
Okay. All right, take an XP for that.
Look, he went there, and then they were like, "You can't actually piss here. That's just the name of the alley." And that's when he decided
No. It's related to my vice, and it brings everything together.
Okay.
My past as an inmate.
Secret origin story, right?
Got a whole plan, and pissing alley the next session. If we have enough time, I think Alex gonna try to enroll Silas into his plan, so that might be interesting.
That'd be interesting. I think definitely we have 2 sessions, so what's probably gonna happen is we're gonna wrap this core up next week and do downtime in recording, and then one last job. That's the name of the game. I know that. All right, cool. That's a tough one. Dr. Ravenglass.
Yes, did I address a challenge with, I think I have to use what, knowledge or arcane power? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you see. Two XP for that, yeah.
Yeah, did I express my belief, drives, heritages, or background? I think at least you saw a bit of my background and my other stuff, and I don't know if you saw anything else.
Yeah, I think we saw your beliefs with your conversation with Skurlock.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, so that's 4.
Yes.
I did not struggle with any issues from my vice. my stupid family didn't show up, so yay me.
No one went to the meeting, so you didn't see the all the cameos at No, I'm kidding. There were your family would think about this.
They're not that important.
Well, your nephew
I think.
You think?
I mean, my grandma might. No, well, we're not talking about grandma. Anyway,
yeah. What did we learn of Silas tonight?
That Silas likes tinkering, actually, and has a slight penchant for. There was this happy expression when he said, and then it might blow up. Also, we might have learned that he actually enjoyed flirting with Skurlock.
Always good discovery to make. Take an XP for that. All right. Last but not the least, Redcoat. I just realized you get to go first at everything. I forgot you took that ability. Reflexes. Okay. But yeah, did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
I did, yes, and I think I did that twice.
Yes,
about it.
You punted that hull into the river, or as the kids say, you yeeted that hull into the river.
Can I put XP that I gain into my stats rather than into my?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So I will upgrade my resolve after that. And I also expressed my beliefs drives heritage background because I am taking on my corrupt blue coat rival. And
I think
I didn't. Yeah, 2 from that as well.
Yeah, I think I expect your beliefs and your background.
Yeah. And I didn't struggle from issues with vice or traumas during the session. And I don't think we actually learned anything new about Redcoat, to be honest.
This is kind of like...
This is his deal.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So, yeah.
4 XP?
4 XP. Cool. And, yeah, I will raise my sway, I think, with my resolve.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so very last thing, and then I'll let you all go, is crew XP. Because I gotta do that. Let's see. At the end of each session, did you interfere with criminal scores, protect citizens, or antagonize the law? Amazon's a citizen.
We've antagonized the law.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's 2 XP. There we go. The nice thing with
protected.
Oh, go ahead.
Alec protected that woman he knocked out. I'm not sure.
I protected little cat, which was innocent.
Yeah, a cat is a citizen of Duskwall. Isn't that right, Stephen? Yes. Yeah. Okay. We got confirmation from the Cat Authority. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? Skurlock is a 1-person faction who's a tier 3. So yes, you're in the middle of contending. Stephen, if you're saying anything, you're muted. Oh, okay, cool. I'll give you an XP for that. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? You're a bunch of ostentatious motherfuckers, aren't you?
I don't think we've done that yet.
You.
We will do when we've done this mission, but I think
I'll give you an XP for doing that at least. Like, it doesn't have to be. Okay. You're bolstering.
You challenged Gracie in the middle of that ship, right? That was nothing but ostentatious. With the whole
Silas decided to take a break in the middle of a job to like chat with his rival / love interest.
That did happen. So I'll give you 1 XP. All right, Will. I'll give you 1. Sure. And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? You always do that. How do you not do that? Y'all are really good at this. How can you not do that? You know, you always get XP for that, which is great. I'll give you 2 for that. Okay. All right. I think that was great. I think I had a lot of fun. I know I had a lot of fun. I hope everyone else did too. That was lovely. Thanks so much. This has been just great. Thanks very much, Stephen, for just slotting in. Can't wait to see more cat shenanigans with the cat. I'm going to stop recording. I always like to get a recording. That these folks are great. And I'll say right now, if anyone's watching this, if it's not not yet goodbyes yet, but if this weekend, which is the weekend of July the 17 to 19 has gone through yet, check out Open Gaming, the link down below. But if it has, there will be more weekends like that in the future, hopefully. But yeah, let's check out all the stuff Content does. It's all really cool. Just check them out. Anyway, goodbye, YouTube. I will see you all when I see you.